Syncing up the audio. At least we're not stinking up the audio. So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down. And today we're kind of taking half measures on either side of the spectrum. We're having a carajillo. It's one of my favorite Latin American specialties, though I did have some in Spain recently. But essentially, pour as many fingers as you want into a thicker cocktail glass of your favorite 43, which is a sweet, deliciously sweet Spanish liqueur, and then top with your favorite espresso. And I'm telling you, it is just a remarkable way to celebrate the early afternoon. Been out shopping about today during the Michaelenmarkt, so it's about St. Michael, and all the little booths are open like it's flea market everywhere today, and farmer's market to boot. And now I'm coming back in to sort of wind down and up with a carajillo. But without further ado, let's snap open this grid, see what we're working with today. So we've got a John Kugelman construction, and his name has been around for a couple of years. He's known for coming up with some pretty tight constructions. So edited by Joel Faliano, and cheers. Let's hop on in and see what we got. As I'm still yet on an empty stomach, I'm wondering how this is going to affect me. Remained undercover. It's got a question mark there, so obviously I think he's looking for something snarky. So how about slept in? Which is wonderful for me to be able to use, like on my sister Tiffany. You know, oh, she's still undercover. You know, like she's doing something amazing. She's agent provocateur, when in reality she's still sleeping, which is typical. Bandmate of Ginger, Scary, Posh, and Baby, and I guess these are the Spice Girls. The only one I can think of other than those, and I'm not an expert on any of it, but I think there was a Sporty Spice somewhere in there, right? But, all right, here we go. Let's try to get ourselves right. Time to start the day. So how about up and at Atom. All right. Thick Japanese noodle, maybe udon. Mrs. B, you'll die when you hear what happened to me this summer. Okay. Cry from a crow's nest, perhaps. Land ho! So we've got an nth degree here. Municipal regulations, probably ordinances. Fanghorn forest inhabitants and fictions. These are ints. ASAP, PDQ, which stands for pretty darn quick. Sigma follower, Sigma Tau. And what was I to do, perhaps? I can't believe I misspelled Tau because I'm thinking, what is a KO? But anyway, got it. All right, so volleyer in a doubles match. Probably a netman and German possessive. Well, mine. I guess the feminine. Oh, let's see. You'll die when you hear what happened to me, in quotes, this summer. Labyrinthine, I guess, of them relating to a maze or having mazy qualities. Mia him. So I guess that gives me an A. So I'm going to go with mazy, I suppose. Windfalls, perhaps, are bonanzas. Also a crazy good Western from the 60s. Ancient symbols of royalty. I'm thinking we're talking Egypt and asps. Spoiled brat. Could be a snot. Is this an O? Well, needy could be poor. And there were many times in my life when I had no money, but I've never been poor. Never. Not once. Okay, I'm going to just go with a snot to start with. Impressed responses. Maybe oohs. Let's see. Waxed. I don't know. Not yet, anyway. Oh, thank you in Oahu, and I guess that is mahalo. Shout out to all our Hawaiian friends. John Singer Sargent portrait that scandalized Paris in 1884, and that is actually pretty tame compared to what's scandalous these days. But I think we're looking for Madam X. And what a stooge. Exclamation mark. So I think we're talking about the actual leader of the Three Stooges, Mo Howard, was it? What Beyonce Knowles goes by. I'm assuming this is a one-namer. And Good Wheel of Fortune by For Too Cool for School. How about an O? I'd like to buy an O, please. It looks like this is a don't quote me on that, which makes me a little nervous because I usually wouldn't have the me and the me in the clue and the answer, so it's strange. Foxboroughs, maybe dens, might be something else up on this. Prefix with chamber. Is this an antechamber? Yeah, it is. Seal, air, tear it, make airtight. So an antechamber. And actor Estevez. And that would be Emilio. And who was one of my idols growing up. I just loved Emilio Estevez. Strikes out, maybe X's out. And you know, this puzzle is called Teacher's Marks, right? So, I guess, I don't know. Don't quote me on this. Just peachy. Maybe A-okay? Rank in the Merchant Marine. I think this is an able seaman. All right. Tournament pass, perhaps a bye week. Eateries where patrons dine with tiny forks, and I guess this is an oyster bar. So eateries, so maybe oyster bars. Steve Jobs called it one of the 2 or 3 most important things I've done in my life. I think we're talking about LSD here. Kids. Shall we reply? Let's. Cowardly lion portrayer, and I think that's is it Lar? I haven't seen this in a long time. I haven't seen his name in a long time. I could be totally wrong. Digestive enzyme, no. Lipase works for that too. So smartphone predecessor for short, maybe a personal digital assistant. I had one. It was a Palm Pilot. It was color and everything. It was really cool. But you had to buy a SIM card for it. Oh, it was expensive, so... James Joyce short story set in a bazaar. And I think this is Araby. Most spiders have 8. And I guess you're talking about eyes. Of course, legs would have fit in there too, you know. And, so we are at the convenience store. And wow, I find a $5 bill on the floor. Well, first of all, in American English... the dollar sign would be on the other side of the 5. So, I don't know. Waxed. What do we got here? You say it, you pay it, containers. Oh, this is funny. This is great. This is the first time I've ever seen a swear jar make it into the grid. I could be wrong, but I don't think I've ever seen that in the grid before. Surprise. Surprise. Whom should walk in? Just my best friend ever. Whom? No. Who should walk in? So, I guess your money's no good here. I mean, it's true because your it's wrong. $5. That's what this is about. Mrs. B, you'll die when you hear what happened to me this morning. Yeah, I mean, I guess you probably wouldn't want to quote me unless you meant someone else or something that should have happened to you. I mean, good Lord, what that could even possibly be, but I can see where a teacher's mark would be. Don't quote me on this. Okay. Lightly fry. Perhaps we're browning something here. And the O in a horse poker tournament, and I think that's Omaha. Let's see. Neglected unsomething, perhaps. Stewart, successor. Yes, that's Trevor Noah. He was so good. New York City neighborhood just below Astor Place. Oh, NoHo. It's another place I've got to visit. If I can ever get to New York, I've got to be there. Especially NoHo. I mean, if Keith Richards can live there, happily, along with Andy Warhol, and gosh, I mean, the names just go on and on and on. Yeah, I gotta see NoHo at some point. Okay, surprise, surprise. Whom should walk in? Just my best friend ever. Okay, QVC alternative. Perhaps it's the Home Shopping Network. Eureka, maybe Aha. Thompson of the Box Office Bomb, Howard the Duck. I don't know. I haven't even seen Howard the Duck, but I'm assuming this could be the only three-letter I can think of. Maybe Lee Thompson. Tandoor Bread is Nan, very nice. Queen of the Jungle in comics is Sheena. And Neglected could be Untended. Me and Jamie ask if we can get a couple of scratchers. So yeah, okay, so basically it looks like this is just really grammatically incorrect sentences that are somehow being responded to by the teacher. So this looks like halt who goes there. This is something a sentry would say when they're on fire watch, but halt who goes there. Okay, Bearded Beast. How about good news? Group with an in-season tournament beginning in 2023, and I think this is an NBA thing. Newspaper notice, an obituary. I read them every morning, just like Hemingway did, only without a cocktail. Now, Hemingway would get up in the morning, he'd make himself a cocktail, and he'd read the obituaries. No, me, I have to read them from my hometown to see what I'm missing out on, right? You know, so, yeah. Trouble. Multi-movement works, especially in music. Sweets, very nice. Let's see, world's most recycled material. I'm assuming this is steel. Me and Jamie ask if we can get a couple of scratchers. I'm assuming this is going to be a don't something. Flamenco shout, Olay, very nice. And this is an N, one in a historic trio. 2001 title role for Audrey Tattoo. That's the that French movie. Oh, it was so good. It was Amélie. Okay. Let's see. I guess we're looking for the Niña, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. So maybe this is a Niña. Whenever I see a historic trio, I'm always thinking, for some reason, I'm always thinking Vanni, Vidi, Vici. And then I have to get my mind around that. Okay, so trouble, perhaps eat at. Drop the ball. Maybe this is an error. Bier holder. Well, I said it in a German accent, didn't I? Bier, which is a beer, which would be a Stein. And I can't think of anything because we use beer in English as a word for a coffin. So I think it's going to be, I think we're talking about German beer holder is a Stein. But that's really part of a stereotype or something you might see at an Oktoberfest or whatnot, but not every day. I mean, I live here in Germany, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody drinking beer out of a Stein, except for maybe an Oktoberfest thing, right? So, I don't know. Thick plank of a ship. Oh, gosh. Bottoms of boots. How about treads? And let's see. License to Ill. Beastie Boys. I bought that album. It was great. Thick plank of a ship. Maybe the half? I don't know. Loaf. Maybe idle. And what do we got here? No playing signs. Again, going back to musical notations, right? And this is what makes these, this is really, John Kugelman can put together a grid. I think these are rests. Like, in other words, when you're reading a score, you come upon a rest, you stop playing, right? Very cool. Progeny could be scions, and a pop each. Lip could be a rim. Longtime guitarist for the Eagles, and that's Joe Walsh. My Maserati does 185. I know you didn't tune in to hear me sing. Ending with spy or ransomware. What's nice about Kugelman's stuff, he's got a few tricky ones here and there that can kind of hem you up, and then he kind of surrounds them with some gimmies. And this is really great. Suffix with Milan or Bhutan, and I guess this is Milanese or Bhutanese. Fire up could be to rev up. Te amo. Oh, I love you too, Christopher. They might be said to be dancing or raging, and I think we're talking about flames here. Very nice. Exams for aspiring clerks in brief, and I think we're speaking of law clerks. So the LSATs, auditors, target, is an S, greetings from Brazil, olas. So I guess it's a filer. Lead into coin for a meme currency. Maybe this is a Dogecoin. I don't know. My mom buys them, and she knows how much I love lottery tickets. So I think this is all you need is love. Need is love. In other words, you don't need to put like 7 or 8 O's in love. You just need to spell out love. Thick plank of a ship. I guess this would be don't start with me. Don't me and Amy. Okay, so don't start with me. So a whale. Okay, got it. Legato mark. So I guess that would be a slur. Again, I don't know if John Kugelman is a musician, but he's got an awful lot of musical stuff in here, and I'm liking it. What do we have here? Indelicacy, and I guess this could be crudeness. And we all know that person, don't we? We all know the crude among us. And it's more than just sitting down at a respectful dinner table and saying something like, pull my finger, right? Terms and conditions, for example, abbreviation. Is this an N? Inappropriate to say, maybe un-PC. So I guess these are synonyms because terms and conditions. I guess. International group based in Vienna, and I sometimes forget that, but that's true. The Organization for Petroleum Exporting Countries. Home of Pauley Pavilion, and that is UCLA. Scratch them yourself, girls. She says, so we do. Faint-hearted could be timid. I think this is together. And let's see, voices one's view, so maybe opines. Okay, so yourself should be one word, so I don't know how that's going to work here, but shortcoming could be a flaw. Introspective question, am I? I mean, really, am I? Okay. So let's see. Let's try to clean up some of this. We're almost done here. Let's see. Give for free. Draw conclusions and briefs. You get that question mark. So draw probably isn't going to be a verb. It's probably going to be a noun. So draw is in two teams squaring off. So a conclusion of a draw match would probably be overtimes. Mustangs and Firebirds. I guess these would be muscle cars. Did I spell that right? I hope I did. Monet manager. This is clever. I think we're talking about an art curator. Marilyn, who sang Aquarius, Let the Sunshine In. Oh my Lord, did I have a crush on her when I was a small boy. So give for free could be to comp. Scratch some yourselves. Oh, what's that Y doing there? I was like, what is this Y? So art curator. So maybe pull yourself together. Okay, that's pretty dadgum clever. I'm liking it so very much, but I really feel like I'm not doing my best with my typing today. And so if I've mistyped something and it's driving you crazy, mea culpa. I really am sorry. Adjective used with ye, which is actually the. Let's see, feature of Japan's flag. I guess this would be a red sun. Yiddish exclamations, always. Yes, so the red sun. Certainement. Okay, so French for absolutely, basically. Certainement. Most certainly. So maybe oui, oui. Oui, oui. Yes, yes. And let's see, straighten his hair. Bumps off could be ices, so I guess this could be uncurl. Never heard it said that. Never heard that said once. And I used to do hair. Darwinian subject, probably either evolutions or evol or ecol for ecology. One of four rhyming letters. I think this is probably an eta. Confront, face. Ward off could be to fend. Neither's partner nor. One's ordering shots. Okay, cool. Doctor's got it. OMG, can you believe it? We won them all. No, we won them all. Polar sky phenomena. Okay, so I guess these are auroras. Timeout signal. No, I think the plural would be aurora because I think this is a T. Oh gosh. Get after. Tegan and Sarah. I guess you can't win them all. Okay. All right. So yammer. I guess and then ransack could be pillage. And very nice. So I guess we got ecology here. And I guess this is get after, maybe nag. And I'm just going to assume this is them all. Otherwise, or you can't win them all. You in text may be too much information. Devilish. Demonical, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Darlin could be Hun. Wrestler's outfit. That's a single. Home to the Cotswolds. This would be England, of course. One of my favorite places to visit there. Thanks, Mill, maybe? So, okay, so wrestling, I think this is a singlet. I mean, it takes me a minute, right? So braid, perhaps is to enlace. Et Ali. Italia, okay. Dark cloud could be a Paul. Yeah, I'm going to go with Paul on that. And I guess upbraid could be to rail at. And bad thing to do during a meeting would be to nap. And I'm kind of nervous about this, but how do we do, Bob? Very good. I mean, it's a long, ginormous grid, right? You know, and I'm always thinking, boy, I hope I'm catching my misspellings along the way. I'm not just letting them go. But really, what a clean and fabulous grid here by John Kugelman. Let's take a look here real quick and let's see what we've got. I just want to go through we got ourselves an illustration. And a C+. So fix with an exclamation mark. Well, that's interesting. I like when we get these little extras that I guess you wouldn't get in the actual analog version. But fun stuff. I just thought it was very, very clever. I loved the use of the musical notations, the marks and whatnot. And I loved how we just kind of incorporated, these normal sayings, right, to actually make it work. And it was a matter of when they were constructing this grid, I think that what they were really doing was they're basically saying, now, I can write this in, don't quote me on this, halt who goes there, don't start with me, pull yourself together, you can't win them all. And then, kind of going back and looking how you could write them out grammatically incorrect. So, I mean, exceptional grid work here today. Very beautiful. Absolutely loved it. Let's go ahead and tap you on out of here, and we will meet again and see the grid again today or tomorrow. We do the Monday mini and, of course, the big grid. And in the meantime, until such time, let's go ahead and bring down our see you later slide. And until, as I raise an empty glass to you, until I see you all again, be well, be safe, do good by yourself, do good by others, be nice to the person behind you in the line. Try to grab that door for folks, right? Let's just try to live a solidly decent life, and not for the sake of good karma, but because it's the right thing to do. And until I see you tomorrow, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch, auch einen Sonntag. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, servus, grüß Gott, ciao, Cin-Cin, and we'll see you tomorrow. Be well, be care.